Yo, ladies and gentlemen, have Arsenal bottled the league, or are just Man City just too good, or could be a combination of both? Let me know what you guys think. After losing the most recent game versus Brighton, honestly, the conversations on social media are getting very toxic, and I understand why sometimes. But let's get into it and let's try to debunk it and let's try to get into all the conversations. And also, was Gary Neville right? Yes, people. What's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. I'm back again with another show. And today, what we're going to be talking about is just everything going on around Arsenal and with rumors of transfer signings being coming in the summer that we need to talk about. In addition to the fact that everyone's just saying Arsenal have bottled the league, what do you guys think? Would you guys consider this a bottle, or by the definition of a word, it's being used out of context at this moment in time? Because if we're gonna say Arsenal were in an uncontrollable lead that we were in the commanding lead that we let it go, I would say, you know what, that's not accurate. Because even if we would have beat West Ham, we would have beat Southampton, and we would have beat Brighton, the fact that we lost to City, we still weren't going to win the league. City would still be leveled on points with us or even more. So I just feel like this narrative has been spun, and it's been the Arsenal bottle jobs, Arsenal bottle jobs. You guys more or less just want to tag us with this name. The reality is, I don't care what adjective you use, but I just feel like it's the wrong adjective to describe what's actually going on. Now, this is going to be a call-in show, and you guys can let us know how you guys feel, what you guys think. As the show goes on, I'll be taking some of your calls, and we can discuss whatever topics you want to discuss in regards to Arsenal or summer transfer windows, anything else in regards to anything around Arsenal. But right now, it is a situation where we need to talk about yesterday. We need to talk about yesterday's performance. We need to talk about yesterday's result and get you guys involved in the conversation and let me know. Some United fans saying, I know you lot about bottling. I'm a United fan. I know a lot about bottling. So United fans are saying it's a bottling. Some people here saying it's not. The thing to me is, I feel like the definition of the word is when you say somebody bottled something, you're saying they had a lead that was un unseeable that they would lose from that lead. And I never felt like Arsenal had a lead that was unseeable where we would lose from. Now I was disappointed because I did believe we were going to go on to win it. I did think that the team was going to go on and do it. And after the performance that we had against not Bournemouth, you can't tell me that none of you guys believed it. You believed that we are going to win it. You believed that we are going to go on and do it. But now you got people saying we've bottled it. Uh, Iga, we bottled it, but love the content. Big up to you, my guy. Some people full out saying we bottled it. Some people saying we didn't bottle it. Let me know what you guys think, because I personally think it's a situation where we can say you could spin it whichever way you want to spin it. You could say Arsenal bottled it, and you can just berate the team and say there's nothing. The season's a failure. Or you could say Arsenal didn't bottle it, but Man City were just too good. And the reason why I did this poll right now is because I wanted to know what everyone thought and what everyone was thinking. Now let me just show you guys what the viewers had to say. By the way, if you don't know, hit that like button right there, and check out the YouTube channel if you haven't already done so, and subscribe if you're new. But before we go any further, make sure you let me know whatever topics you want to discuss for the rest of the show. And I'm just going to show you guys what I was talking about with this right here. So it's right here. I had a poll question, and the poll question was: have Arsenal bottled the league, or are Man City just too good? The reason why I say that is because Man City haven't lost. Although Arsenal have been on a bad losing streak, and dropping points for Southampton, West Ham, Liverpool, losing to Man City and losing to Brighton. Man City just don't lose. They've won almost every game for the last 11 weeks or 12 weeks, whatever it's been. And it's just they don't stop. They're absolutely relentless. And they continue to just churn out win after win after win after win after win after win after win. And it's like, what on earth are we going to do to make this better? What on earth are we going to do to get this over the line? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's just so frustrating to see, because now you have everyone coming out the woodwork saying, you know what, we told you, this is that, and you got Gary Neville coming out. I just think Arsenal and bottle jobs, people are just taking it too far. I don't think you can sit here and say Arsenal have bottled it when in order to win the league you need 95 points. 95 points is ridiculous. Like Man City are taking this from us. It's not that we are letting them have it. Yes, we've dropped points, but at the same time, even if we didn't drop points, they would still be going ham. I personally think when you describe bottled, finishing second in a one horse race, basically, that's what people are trying to say. They're trying to explain it as if we are Tottenham and we're finishing third or we're finishing fourth. At the end of the day, the description of the word bottle is what I'm finding it difficult. Why is it that we can't just challenge for the league and come short? And why does it have to be considered this is like the biggest bottle job in Premier League history? It's ridiculous to me. Now let me just show you guys what Mark Goldbridge had to say, because I found this to be spot on.
Look, the reason they're not going to win the league is not because they were 8 points clear at one time and they bottled it. Manchester City, if they win their last 3 games, get 94 points. How can you say Arsenal have bottled it when to win it, you've got to get 95 points? I mean, 95, hardly anybody in the history of Premier League has got 95 points. So how can Arsenal, who didn't get top 4 last year, be expected to get 95 points and then when they don't, be called bottle jobs again and improve? And look, the reason they're not going to win the league is not because they were 8 points clear at one time and they bottled it. Manchester City, if they win their last 3 games, get 94 points. How can you say Arsenal have bottled it when to win it, you've got to get 95 points? I mean, 95, hardly anybody in the history of Premier League has got 95 points. So how can Arsenal, who didn't get top 4 last year, be expected to get 95 points and then when they don't, be called bottle jobs again and improve? And look, the reason they're not going to win.
He said it many times. You get the point. I fully agree with Mark Goldbridge on that assessment of everything. But let's see what you guys got to say. We got to talk about Bukayo Saka. We're going to talk about it. You know what? You can come on and discuss the Bukayo Saka point when you're ready. It's an ankle injury. Yes, he's going to be out for a while. We got Steve in the building. Steve, how you doing, bro?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. My allergies. I'm trying to get to sleep. This guy got home at like 7 a.m. from my night shift and I haven't been able to get to bed. My allergies are just terrorizing me, but it's what it is. So I decided to hop on. I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I'm doing.
Hope you're doing so. Talk to me. Yeah. What are you saying?
In terms of the bottle jobs things, yes, I think it is, but there is no shame in that, right? There is no shame in that. Like, this Man City team is obviously terrific. And you know what? We'll probably in the next few years we'll probably bottle it because, I mean, as long as Pep is there, I mean, it's hard, man. To me, the more intriguing conversation is not whether it's a bottle job or not. It's more of a league-wide thing. Can someone please explain to me how this league is any different from Liga or the Bundesliga? We all know Man City, for example. Man City are going to win the league next year. I think they're going to win the league next year easily.
Are you calling the Premier League a Farmers League?
No, I'm calling the Premier League nothing different to the other 4 leagues: La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, Liga. I think Serie A is the most competitive. I definitely think it's the most competitive because you've had 4 completely different and brand new title winners in the past 4 seasons. And if you look at result by result basis, I mean, this weekend alone, we had Lecce, drew with my guys Lazio 2-2, a relegation team, beating them. A Salernitana team that aren't that great beat Atalanta in the last minute. And then you have Spezia beating AC Milan. Oh, yeah. That's
the Bundesliga. We forfeit that one because they've won 13 in their last 17.
If we're talking past 7 years, though,
Real Madrid. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid have dominated for the last 17 years. No one else has won La Liga. So 3 teams have dominated. Then you go to Italy. Italy, who you say is the most balanced, it only really became balanced because Juventus fell off a cliff. From 2012
Yeah,
to
out of the past 5 years, though, that's what I'll say. That
even in the last 5 years, Juventus won twice.
Yeah, that's still, but then you've still got. I mean, look at what Man City now. Pull up Man City's.
This is Man City's.
The Premier League.
Man City had won the Premier League, and if they win it again, it's going to be potentially 5 wins,
5 and 6,
5 and 6 seasons, right? And out of the 17 years, Man City would now have 7 Premier League titles in 18 years. I really don't think we can yet call the Premier League a farmers league. But
I'm not saying it is. I think that's a stupid term. I'm saying what I'm saying is that in the past 5 seasons, I'm sorry, man, but the Premier League is nothing. Like the only thing for me, the only thing that is different from the Premier League compared to the other leagues, and you know me, Agal, I watch the other leagues, and I also watch the Premier League a lot because I need to know about how Newcastle are playing. You know, let's say we have let's say we have Everton. I'm gonna watch the Everton game the week before we play them, right?
Yeah. Let me just stop you there. I just want to say welcome to everyone who's watching from Never a Foul. Shout out to all the boys over there who've just sent us over. What we're discussing right now is the Premier League exactly like the rest of the other leagues where there's one team that's dominant and the rest of the teams are just like faltering because of Man City's sheer dominance? We've now gone to a situation where the Premier League can be categorized as one of those leagues where it's just a one-horse race. I'm not going to lie to you. At the beginning of the season, if you ask anybody who's going to win the league, what would they have said? Man City. No one would have said anybody else. If they did say anybody else, it would have been Liverpool. Am I wrong?
Yeah, definitely Liverpool. And then maybe if anyone had a third shout, it would have been Tottenham. No, besides
Tottenham.
No, I'm joking. I just threw that out there.
When were Tottenham ever in a title race? People, do me a favor. Also, hit that like button. We have 52 people in the building, and we only have 17 likes. Hit that goddamn like button. So your point is that the Premier League is no real different from. This is what I would say.
The other 4 leagues.
The reason why I would say the Premier League is a lot more competitive in comparison to other leagues. In those leagues, for example, with the Premier League, you could say you have 6 teams that can compete in Europe, right? You have in Italy this season. You've had a couple teams that can compete
5.
in Europe. In Barcelona, they weren't even in. They didn't even make it out the group stages in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid weren't really doing much this season. So the Spanish teams in Europe were not that powerful. And then you look at only really 2 teams are good in Germany. So out of the 4 leagues, can we admit that the most talented teams are in the Premier League?
Not necessarily, because if you look at the winners, I think the Premier League peaked in 18-19 because that was the year that the Europa League final and the Champions League final, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs. I think that's when it peaked. Yeah. But ever since then, if I'm not mistaken, an English team hasn't won any of the European trophies.
Man City might win it this year, and Chelsea.
They might, yeah.
Man City might win it this year. But
Chelsea won Champions League. You're right. 2020-21. You're right.
Respect to my guy. I'm just going to say this. Did Arsenal bother the league, or are Man City too good?
I mean, it's both. You can have 2 truths. If I had to lean more to one, it would be that you guys bottled it. But however, having said that, it happens, bro. It happens. You know, we've seen teams bottle. It's not a good thing, but bro, and even if you don't want to call it bottling, at the end of the day, you aren't winning the title, and that's what should hurt the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You have to look at the top 10 finishes, points differentials across all the leagues. Outside of the winners, the Premier League doesn't have
a static. I think what he means by that is the top 6 always are in the top 6.
Yeah, you know what? I would still say the top half of the Premier League is a lot stronger than the rest of the leagues. But yes, based on the last couple of years, Man City have been showing the sheer dominance similar to Juventus and Bayern Munich. But I get your point.
PSG,
and PSG, but PSG, we know that league's dead. Big up my guy Steve coming on, bro.
No problem, man.
Hope you're doing well. And big up everyone in the comment section. We have 56 people. We have 59 people in the chat. Do hit that like button. We got some people coming through. Next, we got Global Football. Global Football View. We got Daniel in the building. Daniel, let the people know who you support and how you and what do you want to talk about today, man? You want to talk about Arsenal?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm an Arsenal fan, bred true and true. So we're gonna talk all things Arsenal. That's the team I support.
So let me just start by the question: Is it that Arsenal bottled the league, or is it just Man City are too good? What do you think it is?
It's both. We can go both ways. Yeah, because if you have to define the term bottling, I can say we bottled the league in the last 7 or 8 games because we have it in our hands. It's like holding the bottles in your hand and let it slip off you. That's a bottle job. And Man City, on the other hand, have been on an 11-game winning run, so they are too good. So it's both ways. We bottle the league, and same time Manchester City are good. But I'm not going to fault the players. I'm not going to fault the team on how they ended up because, like in the engineering word, when you want to build a skyscraper, you have to have a skyscraper foundation. Before the season starts, the foundation we had was just for a top 4. And when it comes to the crunch time, the foundation we had was not fortified enough to win this league. And by winning the league, we're talking about 90-something points. Like somebody said on Twitter, for Arsenal to win this league, you actually played the tape by Goldbridge. For Arsenal to win the league, we have to better 94 points. So you see, this team is not built enough to go that distance. So it's a bottle job. Also, Manchester City are good, are better. They're the best team in the league currently. Well, Arsenal, I believe we're going to come strong next season.
Okay. And do you think the people who are comparing us to like Tottenham and all these other clubs that fallen off the next season, do you think that's a fair analysis? Or do you think this team will push on and compete again? Because you just said we're going to compete next season. Do you think you're going to see Arsenal fighting for the league next season, or are you just hoping?
We have the second youngest team in the Premier League. Currently now the youngest team, and we have the youngest manager in the Premier League. So every trajectory is pointing on the upward direction. So there's no way you can compare us now to that shit team from the other side of the lane. So we are not Tottenham. We're not Tottenham in a one-season wonder because I believe the foundation we have right now is a foundation we're going to keep building on, adding players to eat, and also we're going to go farther next season in the Champions League and also try as much as possible to win the league. You know, the league is not something you say it's your right to win the league. You have to compete for it, and we have done actually that this season. 4, 5, 6 seasons ago, this time of the league, we are holding on banner. We want Cronky Hart. People saying they want Arsene Wenger hat, but see where we are right now, competing for the league against one of the greatest team the Premier League have ever seen, which is Manchester City. So we can't say we just have to keep faith, and hopefully next season we have more good players and go for the league.
Fair enough. And if Arsenal could sign one player in the transfer window, who would it be?
Moises Caicedo.
Bro, he was amazing yesterday.
Yeah.
I was playing right back and he was outclassing us. But yeah, man, big up Daniel for coming on. I try to do these shows on Mondays all the time, so maybe you can jump on next time too. I appreciate it. Have a good one, okay? Big up. We're going to have Specs coming on next, Newcastle fan. But before we do that, I just want to show you guys a quick little clip. This is from Stoppage TV, Stoppage Time TV, where they were talking about Arsenal
and Arteta's Arsenal, because Pochettino had a young team. The Harry Kane was young. Dele Alli was young. They had a young team as well. So one of the youngest teams in the league. And how many points did you lot end up with?
86 points.
86 points. Least goals conceded in the whole Premier League. Is that am I correct? Did you score the most goals as well that season as well? You scored more than Conte's. You scored more than Conte's team.
Double check.
I'm sure Spurs finished second in the Premier League behind a 93-point Chelsea, who City are about to, if they win all their games, they can get the season to 94 points, I believe it is. So a team that are basically on the same level as Manchester City, that Chelsea team.
So basically his point is there is zero difference between Pochettino's Spurs, who finished second, and Arteta's Arsenal. And I just think I get the comparison based on the points tally and the trajectory, but If we drop off and we don't go anywhere, then he's right. If we go on to go and win, then he's wrong, because that Spurs team went on to win nothing. This Arsenal team can still go on to win major trophies. So if we don't go on to win any major trophies, then Cam is 100% correct. If we go on to go and win and we go on and push on, then he's wrong. It all comes down to what trajectory we go on to. And we can't predict the future. But at this moment in time, if things stay the same as it is and he doesn't go on and win anything, and Arteta doesn't go on and win anything, then yeah, he's right. Specs, talk to me, bro. How you doing? Long time. I think I was supposed to have you on last time, so this is a good debut on the channel. If you guys don't know Specs, it's my guy right here, Newcastle fan. But I have a couple of questions about Arsenal from a lot of people. But do you have anything you wanted to ask or speak about?
Well, first of all, big up to you. I'm Specs, Geordie Dread TV. Talk about Newcastle and football in general. So hit me up, sub, whatever. Just plugging myself in, Geordie Dread TV. But back to you guys. I don't really have no questions. I really got a question for you. Like, it's not mathematically done yet, bro. So, what are you thinking? How are you feeling?
Bro, it's done. The league title's done. The league is done. In order for Arsenal to win the Premier League, do you know what we have to do?
And what they have to do as well. Yeah, go on.
Okay. We need to win our game, and we need Man City to lose. Not one, not two, but to lose 2 games and to drop points in a third game. In their last 3 remaining games, they need to go win. This is what needs to take place in order for us to win the league. It is done, my friend. Mathematically, it's not done, but it's done. They need 1 victory to basically say, you know what, it's done. Because the most points we can get is 87 points. What is the most points City can get at this moment in time? I forget. But let's just check it out. Go to the league table. Man City currently need 2 more points. They need 2 draws to win the league.
Basically, okay.
They win the league against Chelsea in the next game. And I will sit here and I'll humbly say, respect to Man City. They've done it. Congratulations to them. They've shown us levels. And what they showed us is it's not only about having good form. It's not only about having a good 11. It's not only about playing well for 90% of the season. You have to be able to go for the whole marathon. It's not a sprint. And what happened was we got ahead like it was a marathon. The first 20, 30 miles, we were going mad. We were doing our thing. And then every couple of seconds, we just kept looking behind our shoulder. And
eventually started. Yeah.
And then eventually you keep looking behind your shoulder and then you start to slip up. And that's what happened. We started to slip up. We conceded against Liverpool.
So what, is that a mental thing then, bro? So like, for example, you beat our team, momentum was back a bit. What happened yesterday? What do you think happened? Because you got smoked at home. You get what I'm saying? I didn't expect it to be like that. Do you get what I'm saying? It was also be a tough game.
It was simply because they beat Everton and it was a demoralizing victory.
But I don't get that though, because like I hear people say, "Oh, once Man City beat Everton, it was like." But in Arsenal players' head, I'm surely they knew that's a possibility anyway. Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear you, but this is my theory. My theory is, one, they knew that it was always going to be difficult for us to win the league. But it's almost like now that they've beat thing, it's pretty much like it's almost like solidifying the fact that we're not going to go on to win the league. And it's almost like pressure's off. You don't have to do nothing. And I felt like Thing wanted it more. Maybe it's an excuse. I'm not trying to make no excuses.
Not an excuse, but
it's shocking. Mikel Arteta and the team have to do better. But it is definitely a mentality thing. Also, it's an experience thing with
100%.
Not having the experience to make the changes, with the players not having the experience in the business end of the season and not knowing what you have to do to deal with it, and also just not having the squad. Like, look at me, bro. My man comes on and bags a brace. Not a lot of people. A Gundogan's gonna come on as their midfielder, and he's gonna bag a brace for them and get a friggin' an assist in the game.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't see that from a lot of people.
So what I'm saying is, see, for me on the outside, if you're going to be sensible, overall, maybe it might not feel like it now in your heart, but overall, don't you think you progress? It's a good season overall, right?
Bro,
Because unexpectedly, we're supposed to be there. Second, first, or fourth.
I think it's a good season. A lot of people are going to say, no, it's a failure. They're going to be upset. But for me, I'm not as upset as I was last year. Call me crazy. Last year, when we missed out on top 4, I was fuming. I was so upset. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm like, bro, we didn't expect to win the league. Really and truly, I wanted to win the league. It's not a thing where I'm going to yell and scream and I want people sacked. Where last year, people were yelling and screaming and they wanted people sacked. And I felt like it was justified.
What do you say?
Last year seemed more justified to be upset, where this season is kind of...
I hear you in that sense. But just quickly as well, what's your opinion on like thousands of your fans leaving even before it was 3-0?
It's pathetic.
Like, I don't care what kind of who was to come at me, he can come at me, you get me? I just think your fans like that, not all of them, but whoever left, that's disgusting, bro. Like,
it was pathetic.
Because I'm thinking you potentially could have won the league. Obviously, it never happened. But you never, for me, I thought, I can't speak for Arsenal fans, but I would have thought you didn't expect to be there anyway. Now you possibly have lost the title. I would have thought would have stayed behind, give a little round of applause to say, you know what, you tried. Do you get what I'm saying? To leave like that was as if like you're mid-table or you're getting battered every week. So I just thought that was a bit mad. I thought it was disgusting, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yo, bro, I'm gonna have to wrap up the show early. I forgot that the top 6 show was at 5, but big up for coming on, my guy.
Yeah, we'll catch up, yeah?
100%. Yo, guys, I still got 2 people coming on and I got a show in 4 minutes, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up early. But big up Tommy and big up Mohammed for coming on. Guys, I gotta go quickly. I'm just gonna ask you guys, what did you guys think of the what do you guys think? Do you guys think Arsenal bottled it, or do you think Man City are just too good?
Hi, Gal. How are you?
Big up, Mo.
We all know that City are ready and are a complete team. But for us, we didn't have the characteristics to go all the road in the decisive meters, in the decisive matches to win the title. And believe me, when we are at the top of the league and even 8 points clear of City, I was not feeling comfortable at all, because I knew that what counts is that the money time in the last 7 or 8 matches. These are the matches that count and that win you the league or not. And for me, we lost the league not because City beat us home and away, no, because we drew against Southampton home and away, the bottom team who are relegated. And because
Mohammed, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro, but I'm gonna have to wrap the video up early. I'm sorry, but I just want to ask you quickly, do you think next season we'll be back, or do you think it's going to be an issue?
No, I think we'll be back. We'll be competing with the additional deals in the summer. We need 4 or 5 marquee signing, really, to be more complete, more strong, and to minimize the level with Man City. And if we do this, crucial summer ahead of us, I'm sure we will be there. We'll be competing shoulder to shoulder with City, just to be clinical, ruthless in the next crucial transfer market.
Big up, Mohammed. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Big up,
big up everyone who's watched. Thank you. I'm going to be on the top 6 show at 5 o'clock. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. And yeah, this was just a quick little video today. Peace out, guys.